Kevin, I need to ask you one favor.
Sure.
Hit me on the back. One more time. All right. That was a better backlashing than WWE gave us.
Hey.
You know, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
Ruby Riott defeated Bayley in our pre-show match with some help from the Riott Squad. Seth Rollins retained the Intercontinental Championship by defeating The Miz, escaping a roll-up and hitting the Blackout. Nia Jax dominated Alexa Bliss, or Alexa Bliss might have been in control, or she was behind the 8-ball the whole time, but regardless, Nia Jax is still your Raw Women's Champion.
Despite how back and forth it was, everyone had the advantage the whole match.
Jeff Hardy defeated Randy Orton to retain the United States Championship. Elias was gonna sing, and then the New Day wanted to play instruments, and then Rusev Day came out because Aiden English likes to sing, and Rusev's the only one that has a holiday, and then No Way Jose came out with a conga line that included Titus Worldwide and Breezango, and then after all of it, a wild Bobby Roode appeared, and Elias got dropped on his head. And then Bobby Roode twerked.
Yeah. It's best match of the night.
Daniel Bryan defeated Big Cass because Big Cass is a bitch, and then Big Cass attacked him afterwards.
Because Big Cass is a bitch.
Carmella retained the SmackDown Women's Championship over Charlotte.
Because Big Cass is a bitch.
AJ Styles is still the WWE Champion because double countouts are a thing still. Braun and Lashley defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn couldn't get along. And Roman Reigns defeated Samoa Joe because fuck building Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns needs a fucking win.
Hang on.
What?
Are you telling me some sort of conflict happened between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a scuffle.
I felt like their friendship was just so
perfect. You know,
perfect.
it seems so rock solid at sometimes.
Yeah, but they've never had a single issue this entire time since they joined WWE.
Yeah, no, they've been best friends for like 15 years, and it's just, I don't know. What'd you like?
What did I like? Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy.
It was a good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was a good, solid match between two baby faces. You know, it's kind of hard to get much more of a dynamic between two baby faces.
Yeah, and it's good because it's two people that kind of some casual fans and hardcore fans both recognize.
Yeah.
So you know the crowd, regardless, is going to be into the match.
I was also glad there wasn't any like outside interference with it.
Yeah. It
was just a straight up one-on-one match between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton.
It was good. I liked it.
It was good.
What about you? What did you like?
I liked Ruby Riott versus Bayley.
Ah.
It's not often that I say I liked the pre-show match, but I liked the pre-show match. It was the best women's match they had all night long, and it was better than most of the matches on the main card anyway. There was, you know, I know you didn't watch it, but there was the pre-match backstage segment with Bayley trying to get Sasha out in her corner, and, you know, kind of continuing that, and then Sasha even kind of like looking kind of sad while she was watching the match in the back, so it was a good story there. Some good usage of the Riott Squad on the outside, despite some of the cues might have been missed. But other than that, solid match between Bayley and Ruby Riott. What did you love?
Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to take anything away from Ruby and Bayley, but I felt like this was the strongest women's match on the card.
All right.
It showed Alexa have some tenacity that we don't normally see out of her. And, you know, it's always also kind of fun to see somebody get shit whipped around the ring a bunch of times.
Yeah,
and it not be at the hands of Brock Lesnar.
Fuck that guy. I think my only issue is this match felt repetitive. They hit a couple of the same beats multiple times.
But to that degree, there's only so much you can do when you literally have the polar opposites of the size spectrum.
You literally have the
roster.
Biggest and the smallest women in the match. Yeah. I get that.
But they did a good story. They did a really good job of having points where Alexa looked like she legitimately had an advantage.
Yeah. And then also playing the idea that Alexa's like, oh shit, now I have to try and get Nia back into the ring.
Yeah, for that, I'm going to say the only real inconsistency of the match was the commentary.
Fuck. That was... I really wish I knew who had the most advantage in that match. But Michael Cole was confusing.
Yeah, I really wanted to know who controlled the entire match.
Yeah, and whether or not Alexa was behind the 8-ball for most of the match, because I don't know.
What did you love?
I loved the Intercontinental title match.
Yeah, I took Nia versus Alexa because I knew you wanted.
I appreciate that. No, Miz and Seth Rollins, y'all fucking killed it. We should just flip this whole pay-per-view around, and you guys should have been the main event because. Goddamn. I think the only thing I disliked about the match was that Rollins got to kick out of multiple finishers and Miz didn't get to. I would have given Miz maybe one finisher kick out, but other than that, the match was fantastic. And the crowd was excited the whole fucking time. You guys had some amazing back and forth stuff, some great spots. I got nothing major negative to say about that match. It was fantastic. Plus, it was my favorite title, so it already gets a plus in my book. Where do we start with dislike?
I'm gonna make mine short and sweet.
All right.
Because I'm not gonna single out a specific match per se. I'm not gonna say that I really really disliked any of the matches because. Aside from the fact that, okay, maybe I will call out one match here a little bit, Charlotte versus Carmella. I actually started to fall asleep.
Yeah, no, he did.
But no, for me, it was the fact that Nakamura and Styles didn't go on last.
Yeah, and I also could have done without another double countout.
Yeah, that I don't mind so much. It's a really old school mentality of booking a long, boiling feud.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it as much if we didn't just see it at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. No, I just think they want us to get the feeling that these guys are just so on the same level that one of them can't beat the other. To that being said, though, it was a double dick kick, which was the best double countout I've seen in a while.
I guess they do get points for a double soccer kick to the nuts.
But yeah, no, I mean, my biggest complaint is they didn't go on last.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the championship match. Joe versus Reigns isn't going to do anything,
Especially with its outcome.
Yeah, it's Roman Reigns winning, which is, I mean, he needs a win to justify if he's going to get any other sort of a push from here on out. But it's one of those matches that was that's the only thing that's needed is whoever got to win just kind of gets to say they won.
Yeah.
Because Joe's on SmackDown, Roman's on Raw. This isn't going to play out any further unless Joe or Roman are going to do some flip-flop espionage and jump to the other sides, which I doubt is going to happen.
And it wouldn't make any sense if they did it. If they're the fact that there are split rosters, It made sense for Jinder or Sunil Singh to jump over to SmackDown to try and go for the U.S. title because he got switched over to Raw.
Yeah,
that made sense. But when we don't have to, when all of those feuds are done, there's no point in jumping over just because we want to keep this feud going. That's silly.
Yeah, so that's my complaint is that. If anything, there were a plethora of matches that would have made more sense to be the main event than Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, and I'm just saying, any match that had a belt involved.
Yeah.
Except for Carmella versus Charlotte, because that was boring.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that.
What was your dislike?
It's just... If I dislike one thing, it's the fact that you're not doing anything with Samoa Joe. You're making him be this big badass, but then he just loses. I mean,
it's Bray Wyatt syndrome.
I mean, what's the last thing that Samoa Joe won? He wasn't at WrestleMania. He lost at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He hasn't had a match on Raw or SmackDown lately, has he?
Well, he beat Sin Cara he beat Sin Cara on SmackDown.
Oh, yay! Yay, you gave him Sin Cara. Just do something with Joe. And for the love of God, I don't even know where this is going to go for Reigns. I feel like this is just that's just going to qualify him automatically for Money in the Bank.
Maybe.
Anyway, other than that, I still don't give a shit about Bobby Lashley because you made the match about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
I'm going to give an honorary extra like.
Oh, okay. Let's end on a high note.
To Daniel Bryan for making short work out of Big Cass. Yeah. Also watching him invert hammer fist Cass on the top of the head a bunch of times before the yes lock.
Yeah.
I got a weird amusement out of that.
Yeah.
I'm
still don't give two shits about this feud, but
no, and it makes me more and more disappointed about Big Cass.
Yeah.
You know, he's a guy who could have done things.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he got derailed with the injury.
Right.
And now that he's back...
And as well, he didn't have a very strong way to come back because his whole reason for the singles run is gone.
Yeah. And, so. I mean, and regardless of what was going to happen, you know... I think they shot themselves in the foot by immediately saying, we're going to feud this guy who's not known as being a strong singles wrestler.
Yeah.
Who's been gone for so long. Has zero traction at this point, and immediately say, oh, we're going to feud you against the biggest comeback story in wrestling history, Daniel Bryan.
And essentially one of, if not the best worker on the roster.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I just don't understand why. Because Big Cass is one of those guys who would have really benefited given the Ryback treatment. Like, if his comeback to SmackDown would have been like 3 or 4 weeks of squashing little guys.
Yeah.
That being the catalyst for then maybe picking out Daniel Bryan as a little guy. It would have made way more sense.
I was thinking the exact thing while the match was going. Rather than going straight to the top, have him work through, and then, then have the reveal of, we were both cleared at the same time. We were both coming back to the main roster at the same time, but no one gave a shit about me.
Yeah, and that's another one too. Is the whole idea behind that gripe doesn't make sense to me, because I think Big Cass would have been able to realize that the entire time that Daniel Bryan's been on the shelf, he's still been on TV, whereas Big Cass has been injured and out of mind, out of sight, out of mind for 9 months.
Yeah. All right, we talked more than we actually expected to.
Hey, but you know what? So, I wouldn't say that it was a terrible pay-per-view.
I gave it a C.
Yeah, I'll go with a B.5 minus.
Is that a thing?
I'm making it a 1.
It's a B and a fraction?
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing detracted me except for the SmackDown Women's Championship match as far as in-ring stuff went, so...
That's fair. Alright, you know the drill. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all those links.
There's so many social media links.
Check out the podcast.
That's the link that says SoundCloud.
You won't get this podcast out, but you get all of our regular reviews. You also check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's Reasonable with a W.
Like Wrestling. Where we have the list with Kevin Hawk.
Hey.
We got the question of the week with Thomas Wolfe.
Oh, he's not here.
He'll be here tomorrow for Raw.
Yeah, which is the next
We
video.
got unboxing videos. We got punishment videos. We have other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Yeah. Oh well. Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus.